48 hours removed from the Royal Rumble, heading into a possibly even bigger event, the Elimination Chamber. A week from this Sunday, we see the champion and the Royal Rumble winner collide in a bizarre tag team fashion, plus an open tag team title invitational, say that 3 times fast, and the chamber participants all in a brawl for all this chaos, calamity, and chaos, and so much more on this week's edition on the SmackDown Rebound. Hello everybody, my name is Conor, aka OKayFabe. Welcome back, folks, ladies and gentlemen, to the SmackDown Rebound, of course, where we cover everything and anything pertaining to SmackDown Live. Thank you for coming back here to OneWrestling.com, and of course, One Wrestling Videos YouTube channel, joined by yours truly, Conor, aka OKayFabe, your official One Wrestling video correspondent for SmackDown Live. Okay, I'm good to breathe. Breathe it out. Breathe it out. Whew, jeez, my goodness. Anyway, folks, we got a lot of talking to do. We got a lot of things to cover on this week's edition of SmackDown Live, on the SmackDown Rebound, and just a lot of craziness and chaos and some intriguing matches, and of course, the Chamber pay-per-view, the Royal Rumble Fallout, all this and more. I'm going to throw it to you guys, but of course, don't forget, we always like to hear what you guys have to say. Make sure you leave your thoughts on this week's SmackDown down in the comment section. Make sure you follow us also on the social media. Of course, you can follow me at OKayFabe, at One Wrestling, and of course, check out all the entire OneWrestling.com family, all their social links, including myself, Big Ray, everyone over at the Big Slam Nation, and of course, the legendary, the iconic one himself, Mr. Bill Apter. All of the social media links are down in the description box below. And make sure you hit that thumbs up button for more awesome SmackDown rebounds. And of course, subscribe to One Wrestling Video to make sure you get your 24-hour, 24/7 news for pro wrestling talk. Whew, that was close. Okay, breathe. Man, a lot's happened. Lots happened in 7 days since I've been on here with you last. Of course, we had the Royal Rumble just a mere 48 hours previously, and of course, we're heading into the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, which is only a week from Sunday. So there's only this SmackDown and next week's to get us ready for a possible huge, it's a huge matchup for the Elimination Chamber. We kick off SmackDown with Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan announcing the final participants for the Elimination Chamber match. Now, we all know that John Cena walked out victorious against AJ Styles at the Royal Rumble this past Sunday, and we know that he will be defending that championship against 5 of the men. Those 5 of the men have been announced as AJ Styles, Intercontinental Champion Dean Ambrose, The Miz, Bray Wyatt, and Baron Corbin. I am so happy for all of this. I think this is a perfect set, a perfect group to put into the Elimination Chamber match. Really raises some eyebrows and intrigue in terms of what truly could happen at WrestleMania. Now, of course, the champ, John Cena himself, comes out and declares himself that the champ is here, as he has now officially tied Ric Flair's record as 16-time world champion. A crazy feat, and after the match we saw at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, needless to say, he definitely deserves it. As John Cena was about to go on, possibly even further, he is interrupted by the man who won the 2017 Royal Rumble pay-per-view match. Of course, we're talking about the Viper, Randy Orton. He comes out with, of course, his cohort, Bray Wyatt, talking about how he's going to end this vicious cycle between him that keeps on going on and on and on and on, and that he looks to free the championship. As it looks like Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt are about to storm the ring against John Cena, Luke Harper comes in the ring using some sort of black magic I've never seen him use before, and of course Shane McMahon wants to contain things, so the Commissioner of SmackDown comes out and announces a tag team match, Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton against the intriguing team of Luke Harper and John Cena. Huh. Okay, I'll take it. I really enjoyed this matchup because it wasn't your standard tag team match, and more importantly, what was very intriguing is that Luke Harper refused to lay a hand on Bray Wyatt. Every opportunity he got, he would go after Randy Orton instead, but John Cena felt like more like a 2-on-1 matchup. But again, it was very interesting. There were epic moments where Luke Harper had these intense stare downs with Bray Wyatt, and he refused to touch him. Even at one point, he was teasing a sister Abigail, but broke free of it because he wanted to attack Randy Orton. Of course, that was what ultimately cost him the match, as Randy Orton was able to hit the RKO on John Cena after John Cena was attempting to take out Bray Wyatt. Randy Orton getting the pinfall victory over the champ, John Cena. More interesting to note that next week we will actually get these two facing off against each other. Very intriguing. And I'm going to give my thoughts about the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view and the match itself a little bit towards the end of this video, so make sure you keep your guys' eyes and ears peeled on that one. Speaking of intriguing matches, Carmella takes on Delilah Dawson, a local female competitor, in a singles matchup. Of course, Carmella getting the win after James Ellsworth, who is tricked out in so much bling. I swear he has more gold on him than gold dust. You know, I'm just saying Carmella has better fashion sense than him. So just you say I make jokes about this, but at least Carmella has better fashion sense than James Ellsworth. So because you saw the original outfits he was going to wear. Just, no. So, of course, James Ellsworth trips up Delilah, allowing Carmella to get the submission victory over Delilah Dawson. Another intriguing victory for the Queen of Staten Island. We have a rivalry renewed between Kalisto and Dolph Ziggler, a much better matchup than we saw compared to last time we saw them feud, as I felt like the last time we saw them face off, it was somewhat of a quick victory for Dolph Ziggler. So giving them more chance to breathe and more time to actually have this matchup I thought was very interesting, and I really enjoyed it. But of course, Ziggler gets the win once again with a just fantastic super kick, as only he can do. He gets the pinfall victory over Kalisto, but then tries to unmask Kalisto, which I thought was very interesting, and as only gets saved by Apollo Crews once again storming the ring. I'm telling you, obviously this is building up towards a Dolph Ziggler-Apollo Crews feud between the two, and I personally cannot wait for it. I think the two of them, especially Apollo Crews, because realistically we haven't seen much of Apollo Crews in ring action. He had a brief mini feud with The Miz back when Miz was Intercontinental Champion in the summertime, but we really didn't have a chance to see Apollo Crews' in-ring ability shine for very long. So I think once we get to eventually seeing Dolph Ziggler and Apollo Crews, which chances are we'll probably see them face off one-on-one against each other at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, man, I'm telling you, that's probably going to be one of, if not the biggest, the match that I'm going to have my most interest and my keen eye on. And of course, I want to hear what you guys have to say. Make sure you leave your thoughts down in the comment section. Of course, another tag team match, Naomi and Becky Lynch against Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. Fantastic action from the women's division this week. Naomi was on fire. Naomi had some of the best moves I've seen her do since her return, even doing more crazy athletic stuff. Of course, I'm feeling the glow. I hope you guys are too. Just fantastic action from all of them. Of course, Becky Lynch and Mickie James brawl on the outside, but again, I gotta give props and praise to Naomi, who did a fantastic job in this match. Of course, I'm penciling her in for a potential SmackDown Women's Championship match. Again, probably going to be seeing that at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view as well. Speaking of championships, American Alpha decided to issue an open tag team title challenge because they felt like they were being, well, underappreciated. It's been over a month and they haven't really been utilized that much over on SmackDown Live. So they just said, you know what? We're going to have the tag team titles defended in an open challenge. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I was abuzz and ablazing because this just smells like the opportunity for, I don't know, a tag team from, I don't know, NXT to, I don't know, debut. Now, unfortunately, my hopes were a little given up as we didn't get just one team. We got all the teams. Ascension, Vaudevillains, the Usos, Heath Slater and Rhino, Breezango, every single tag team in the roster in the division right now on SmackDown Live came out and just had the most craziest brawl. JBL even said on commentary, just let them fight, and they did. So I kind of scratched my head a little bit at this one, only because while the brawl was intriguing to see all the tag teams face, really didn't get any resolution. It does make me curious to see exactly what's going to happen, possibly even a tag team battle royal once again to determine the number one contenders, but it just got my head scratching as far as truly who is going to be the next number one contender for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Who? Okay, I'm quoting a New Day. I'm sorry, they're Raw. I'm sorry. I'll stop. Anyway, backstage, we see Daniel Bryan call both Natalya and Nikki Bella into the office. Natalya, escorted by security, no less, because she doesn't feel safe working environment. I feel like I've heard that before. With Nikki Bella, the two women start bickering and arguing back and forth until Daniel Bryan absolutely screams bloody murder and tells them to stop. And then calmly gets himself calmed back down again and announces that at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, we will see Natalya go one-on-one with Nikki Bella. I have a feeling these two are absolutely going to just obliterate each other. I think it's going to be a stiff competition based off of just what we've seen so far from the build. I mean, granted, this has been a fantastically built storyline between the two, and I'm really curious to see what exactly they're going to pull off, because we really haven't seen these two face off against one each other in a major rivalry. So I'm very curious, specifically from Nikki Bella, and Natalya obviously as well too. Clash of styles, but I think we're going to definitely see a huge women's brawl in this rivalry. Now, the main event, Dean Ambrose taking on AJ Styles, a match that I know we've seen sometime before, both between pay-per-view and, of course, SmackDown, but probably one of their best matches I've seen in recent memory. I've actually can remember matches that I've seen between the two of them that this matchup trumps. Now, of course, there was also some shenanigans and tomfoolery afoot. Both The Miz and Baron Corbin were at commentary, and Miz and Corbin going back and forth on commentary. The banter between the two of them was fantastic. While Miz, I felt like, got a lot of the upper hand over on Baron Corbin, Corbin just didn't care, and I mean that in a very good way. I like Baron Corbin. Corbin's starting to be my favorite. Corbin just absolutely had it with The Miz and ended up walking across to the other side of the SmackDown announced commentary table to punch Miz square in the face. But here's the part I like the most. Maurice, standing up, walks in and tries to block it, but Corbin, without saying a word or doing anything, just walks around Maurice and then decks Miz in the face. Fantastic. I love Baron Corbin. As Corbin and Miz continue to brawl on the outside, the referee gets distracted long enough to avoid seeing Dean Ambrose getting a pinfall over AJ Styles. To Dean's retort, he decides to suicide dive right through the middle ropes and, of course, take out Baron Corbin and then deck Miz because he's The Miz. Ultimately comes back in the ring to receive a Styles clash to allow AJ to get the pinfall victory. Again, fantastic match, but the ending came really intriguing where Baron Corbin The Miz came back in to hit skull-crushing finale, but unfortunately Baron Corbin stops him with the end of days, and then just for fun, because he's Baron Corbin, hits the end of days on Dean Ambrose as well, too, as we see Baron Corbin and AJ Styles have a little bit of verbiage between the ramp and the ring to close out SmackDown this week. I gotta say, I'm really curious about this Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. I'll probably talk to you guys more about this next week because we'll probably have more of a card build-up, but it's really got me really intrigued as far as what's going to happen. We have very little build to go between now and Elimination Chamber. As of this recording, we only have 2 matches announced, the aforementioned Chamber and the aforementioned Nikki Bella versus Natalya. Now, I've rumored some other matches that I most likely could see happening. Dolph Ziggler versus Apollo Crews, probably Naomi versus Alexa Bliss for the SmackDown Women's title, maybe even Becky Lynch against Mickie James in a singles match. Probably see the American Alpha defending their tag team titles against maybe one of the aforementioned tag teams in the Battle Royal, and maybe Carmella against somebody I'm not sure. I also want to take a guess and say we might see we might see Randy Orton versus Luke Harper. Considering Randy Orton already won the Royal Rumble and Luke Harper's not in the Elimination Chamber, it would be kind of like a nice in-between feud for him to have heading into WrestleMania. But this is the part that really gets me the more intrigued. SmackDown next week, we're going to see John Cena versus Randy Orton. A match that, as of this recording, as of right now, is set to be the main event of WrestleMania 33. And we're going to see it next week on SmackDown. I have a hunch, and I have a sneaking suspicion that maybe, just maybe, John Cena will not walk out of the Elimination Chamber as WWE Champion. Now, I don't want to get into the realm of rumors or possibilities or all that stuff, but I just have a sneaking suspicion that we might not see the champ be the champ for much longer. Now, again, I could just throw it up to semantics and just, possibilities and just maybe optimism on my part, but it does speak a little bit to me to the fact that they're going to have John Cena versus Randy Orton one-on-one next week. I'm not complaining. I think they're going to have a fantastic match, but it does make me scratch my head and, of course, scratch my... Is this even a goatee, technically? Yeah, okay. No, I'm not a goat. It's just the... Thanks, jerk. Anyway, the other part I really liked about this was Baron Corbin. Corbin looked fantastic, and understandably, they kind of need to make him look that good. Not that I think Corbin's a horrible performer by any means, but of course, he's the rookie compared to all the others. Of course, AJ Styles, former champion, Dean Ambrose, former champion, Miz, former champion, Bray Wyatt, a top contender, and of course, John Cena, the current champion. So, Corbin coming out on top, I thought was an absolute treat and really curious to see where things go. Again, I enjoyed the SmackDown from top to bottom, and the part that really makes me more interested is the fact that, once again, we have a pay-per-view really quickly. We just came off of the Royal Rumble, which is a fantastic pay-per-view, and then heading into another one, let alone the Elimination Chamber. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens both next week on SmackDown and more importantly in the Elimination Chamber, because this is essentially the final pit stop on the road to WrestleMania, at least for the SmackDown brand. So I enjoyed SmackDown, but what do you guys think? I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts on this week's SmackDown Live. Again, let us know your thoughts down in the comment section. Make sure you follow us on all the various social media. Of course, check out OneWrestling.com. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at OKayFabe, and also check out my YouTube channel. Check out all the other amazing people here at the OneWrestling.com family. All their social links, including myself, Big Ray, everyone over at the Big Slam Nation, of course, the legendary, the iconic Mr. Bill Apter. All their links are down in the description box below. Make sure you give them the love on the social media. Hit that subscribe button for more amazing One Wrestling video content that we do almost every single day here for you guys. And hit that like button if you guys like the SmackDown Rebound. Thank you guys again for watching. Appreciate the continued love and support. And to quote the legendary, iconic Mr. Bill Apter, we will see you at the matches.